So hello everyone, I am Dr. Saurabh. I am now with a very great rank holder of NEETPG 2023, Dr. Pushpendu Chandra from Kolkata. So many congratulations to you, Pushpendu. And
Thank you
just
so much, sir.
tell me some things about you.
So, sir, I'm Pushpendu Chandra. I'm from NRS Medical College, Kolkata. So I'm currently an intern, and by the grace of God and the blessings of my teachers, I managed to secure a rank of 56 in this year's NEET. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you are an intern right now, right? So when did you start your
Yes, sir.
preparations, Pushpendu, for this NEET?
So I actually started early because someone once told me like your results are basically time into brain. So I kind of realized that brain तो मतलब उसका तो कोई भरोसा है नहीं अब टाइम ज्यादा देंगे तो मतलब brain अच्छा होगा तो अच्छा है तो वही so I started early in second year so I finished my notes of first and second year in second year itself and I managed to revise them a bit as well and first and second year I did my textbooks as well so I was pretty regular with my studies introvert absolutely so, and then in third year, lockdown happened, and like it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I was extremely blessed to have a high-speed internet connection and a tablet at home. So I managed to do all the classes, and I did them live. I made the notes, and I had all my notes ready by third year itself. So in third year, I had managed to cover my third and fourth year subjects. I read the notes. I reread them. I did MCQs because at that time the ma'am was doing this 50 MCQ a day challenge. And so that really helped because earlier I never did MCQs and that's when I really started doing it and meeting those targets with them. And that helped me a lot. And then there was this DAMS quiz in third year, which you had conducted.
You
And
topped them, na?
so
You secured first place in that.
yes, sir, thankfully. And that kind of gave me the confidence that, yes, maybe, we can do something if we put our mind to it. So that's when I kind of got this inspiration. And so I was really trying a bit. And then final year also, tab to, matlab, COVID tha, it was on and off, on and off. Um, so yeah, so I did my words, whatever little we could do because of the COVID situation. And then final year, I read my Harrisons and Davies. So that was really useful because since I had already learned the concepts from the DAMS classes and I had the notes and I found that the notes were actually abbreviated versions of the textbooks itself. So it was very easy for me to read the textbooks later. It took a lot less time. And simultaneously, I was doing the MCQs. And so whatever important tables and stuff I was getting from the textbooks, I was taking screenshots because I used PDFs because moti books se dar lagta hai. So वही and then I kind of had different folders in Google Drive where according to the systems and so I used to upload the screenshots there. So when I was revising, it was easier for me because the important tables and stuff.
Right.
And so, and in third year and final year, I also kind of tried to integrate with my first and second year subjects because like it's like when I read medicine, I did a bit of physio, path and pharma. Again, when I was doing surgery, ortho, I revised my anatomy and uske saath radiology bhi ho jata hai and pathology, it also comes over there. So it's like that. And then final year, so I did that. I did all my textbooks. So yeah, and then final year, it went well. Like I did Deepti ma'am's notes and I got the gold medal in obs gynae. So that was a nice thing. So yeah, and then there was internship year. So internship year was extremely hectic.
Before going to internship, I want to ask you one thing. So you stressed a lot about notes. You have already the notes, and you said that the abbreviated version of the standard books. So when did you join? Which course you joined, and which year you joined, and you started making your notes? When did you join DAMS? I mean, and in which course you were enrolled in?
I joined the pre-foundation course. I joined it just after I finished my first year.
Okay. And you started making notes from that second year?
Absolutely. Yes, we used to have our live classes then, so I did that.
And whatever things you were during your second year, you must be having the patho, pharmac subjects, and whatever things were added on, then you have the screenshot and you saved in the Google Drive so that you are updated, and the things which you are forgetting, you put it in the Google Drive so that when you revise, that's a quick revision. But you had a set of notes, only one set of notes you had, right? And that you keep on revising. So
yes, I had one set of notes, and while doing MCQs, there were often times like where I used to come across something new or something that was factual. So those things which I felt was important being repeatedly asked, I used to just add it into my notes because I remember one of the dance teachers told me like 20% of your knowledge will come from MCQs as well. It's not entirely in the notes. Like the notes are the most distilled and the highest strike rate stuff, but there will be some things which obviously it's not possible to cover. So those things you can add. And one thing I think helped was I used to leave a lot of white space while making my notes. They were not cluttered.
Yes.
And so I got space to fit in whatever extra information I used to gain. And even when the teachers were explaining the concepts in class, so what I used to do was with a pencil, like sometimes most of you explain it in an easier way, right? So the concept. So that I used to write down with a pencil in the side, so that when I was revising, it was almost like the voice of the teacher was echoing again.
Right.
And so that helps a lot because especially I knew my internship would be hectic. So I was focused mainly on making concepts and not memorize rote learning as such.
Right.
And what I really feel helped was I studied my notes only for my professional exams as well. I mean, like, so I did not treat it differently. I was not like, okay, university के लिए ये पढ़ेंगे and then DAMS मतलब NEET के लिए ये पढ़ेंगे. So I was like, let me just read it over and over again because the same topic जिससे MCQ आता है उससे ही मतलब wrong questions सभी आते हैं तो वही.
Now coming to internship. So now when you were in internship, it's a very hectic internship in all the colleges, particularly your college, Calcutta College and NRS College in you are. It's a very hectic internship. So how did you manage during internship? It's very difficult to get time during internship. I mean, and you are one of the brightest minds in India right now.
Thank you, sir. That's been too kind. So actually, I started off with the test and discussion series. I had the test and discussion series, but unfortunately, I was not able to do it live because of duties and stuff. So the recorded versions came in really handy. But even then, I could not cover up all the subjects. But still, it at least gave me a timeline. Even if you can't do 100%, at least you can do 60% of it. And so that helps a lot.
Correct.
And whatever TNDs I had attended, that kind of helped me to kind of stick to a schedule. At least it gave me something to wake up to in the morning, right, with a sense of purpose. And throughout my internship, I focused a lot on doing MCQs. So whenever I used to get time, like in the wards, like when work was over, so I used to just sit down and I used to put in my earphones and we used to do MCQs because you cannot study in the wards. It's kind of chaotic and stuff, but you can do MCQs even if you are doing 5 MCQs, 10 MCQs, but still it kind of helps revise the thing. And then I used to make it a point that if I have to report at say 8:30 or 9, I would kind of wake up in such a way that at least I get 1.5 hours, or even if it's 45 minutes if I have to report really early. So that time I should get and I should at least open my notes and at least try put in an effort because then later when I come back and when I'm tired, at least my brain knows that okay, I've shown up in the morning. It kind of gives me the courage. Okay, let's try. Even when you're tired. So I think that kind of adds up, and like I was not able to study much. So daily, I think when I had my duties, max it was 4 or 5 hours. Like I used to use the lunch break. So like between the morning and evening rounds, I used to go to the library, and we could get like around 2.5 to 3 hours. So I used to try and study in the library between the morning and evening rounds instead of coming home and relaxing and stuff. So yeah, so these little things I feel kind of they add up in the end, and by the grace of God, it worked out.
And coming to MCQs, then what about grand tests and CBTs? Were you giving grand tests?
Grand tests, yes. CBTs, unfortunately, I was not able to give any because you can't get a holiday yet. It's kind of very difficult to get a day off and go. But one of my very good friends, he was actually like absolutely pestering me to give grand tests. I was initially very scared to give grand tests because like what I realized later is we are often scared to test ourselves in the beginning because often we think that the rank we get in the beginning kind of defines us. But I have realized it does not. So my first grand test was surprisingly it went well because I had not even finished half of my first reading, but I managed to get 147 questions correct. So I was pretty happy about that, and it kind of gave me a boost. Okay, let's try a bit more, let's work a bit harder, and thankfully my graph kept going up, and so it was always a
So
upward
you were
curve, and
giving
that's what.
grant tests, not so frequently because of your internship, but you were giving. Grant test is not for the rank; it's just for your evaluation. How many of you are getting correct,
Exactly.
or get a exam
Yes, exact.
orientation and how the real exam will be, right? So grant,
Yes, actually, the grant tests, I used to see the number of questions I got correct,
yeah,
and it helped me
that's
identify my weak subjects, especially because there were some subjects like microbiology, biochemistry, which I had forgotten entirely.
yeah.
And so when I saw that these subjects I was getting really low marks, so I focused entirely on those subjects. And so obviously my rank kept going up because like
Absolutely.
FMT, micro, biochem, yeah.
That is the way.
So
That is the
that
way of
helped.
doing a grant test. Absolutely correct. So that is
Yes.
how it should be done, and it should be held. Now tell me, when you got your rank, who saw your rank?
I saw my rank. Basically, I was just driving back, and then suddenly I see this text from my father, and he's like, the results are out. And that was like the longest 15-minute drive from my hospital to my home. And so when I came back, and as usual, the servers had crashed. So, and then I saw this notice board copy. I did not know that that is the final copy. I was thinking we would get an individual rank or something. And then I kept searching. And then when I finally saw this, I was like, oh my God. Well, I was expecting a good rank. I was expecting to be in the top 200, like, or else I would have been pretty heartbroken. But a two-digit rank, it was a really nice surprise.
So how was your reaction? It must be, I mean, amazing reaction.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, initially there was this sense of void because like it was a good sensation, but there was something like it has been at the top of my priority list for the last 5.5 years, and now suddenly like that it's over, it's done with, and then suddenly you feel like okay, what am I going to do now? I mean, like it's a really nice feeling, but initially there's a sense of void, and then slowly it sinks in. You start believing and okay, कि यार हाँ मैं भी कर सकता हूँ ऐसा कुछ. And then it's a really nice feeling, and parents are especially happy, family is happy, friends are happy, seniors are happy, and it's a nice feeling.
Hmm. Ajay, what about this? Were you able to attend or see the last revision in the DVT and PYQs? Were you able to see those
The
during the end
DVT
of
I
your
had
period?
done a bit, but the PYQ I obviously did the PYQs in the last week, but I did the questions only because I did not get time. Because like time was my biggest like enemy, so
Of
as to
course.
say, because I did not feel I could afford to give time to watch videos. I felt
Yeah, of
like
course.
solving questions and reading explanations would be a faster alternative. Like I had already planned my last month schedule earlier, and when it was announced, I could not afford to fit it in. So
But PYQ is, I mean, you should not get any wrong in the previous year questions. That
yeah,
is one point.
absolutely,
Even if you have,
absolutely.
if you see the last 5 year questions, only question answers, if you're confident enough, that should be enough. But you should not make anything wrong in the in the repeat questions. I mean, that is one thing which is very important for NEET exam.
Yes, sir. So like in the last 2 weeks, I was solving. Last 2 to 3 weeks actually, I was just solving the previous year's
Yeah,
questions,
correct.
and I was bookmarking whatever I got wrong or whatever I felt I did not know, and I kept revising them, and so
Right.
that helped a lot. So I did like the AIIMS as well as the NEET PYQs. AIIMS I was able to do just the last 3 years. I did not get the time to do the last 5 years, but NEET I managed to do the last 5 years, and everything came from there only. So it was nice. And I felt that this year there were multiple questions from a single topic. Like I saw Wernicke's encephalopathy, they've asked so many times and
Hmm.
in different methods. So yeah. So that was something.
Yeah. So now you tell me that which branch are you opting for?
So
And are
I
you
was
going to give
hoping,
INICT as well?
so I really hope to give INICT, and the problem with the kind of like I would say it's a problem with this kind of a rank is that you suddenly get very confused. कि यार सब कुछ मिल रहा है
Offers
कौन सा लेना
confusion.
चाहिए. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be something surgical, hopefully, fingers
All right.
crossed. Yes, sir.
And you're giving INICT as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, surely you should give. Now tell
Huh.
me, in the last that you told that you remember you topped the quiz in third year. Which other teachers and DAMS do you wish to remember at this time, which comes in the mind, or during the class, if you had some moment like this, oh, this is I didn't understand this in my MBBS, and now it has become very easy for me. So if you remember anyone of us.
So, like the advantage that I had, I would say, since I started early, most of the subjects I learned first from DAMS itself. And so when I did physiology and anatomy and biochemistry, I had a lot of these eureka moments. But all the other subjects, I kind of learned it from DAMS itself. And I made the concepts in the DAMS class itself. So that was really nice. And the best thing about DAMS, I feel, is like each teacher, I cannot judge any teacher, I'm not capable enough, but each teacher at the end of the class, there was an immensely positive vibe, right? So, which kind of, that was something universal in all the classes. And during the lockdown, we saw how hard you all worked to like kind of adapt to the sudden shift in the mode of teaching. Like I still remember Deepti ma'am used to sit on her sofa and she used to bend forward and she used to write notes. And every one of you, you used to like you led by example. You showed you all of you have set an example like how Sumer said build an app in less than a month. So
Correct.
that was like really inspiring and it kind of inspired us to work harder as well.
So Deepti ma'am inspired you a lot. You got a gold medal in organic as well.
Yes,
Are
absolutely.
you going
Like
to take
she kept,
organic?
no, I don't think so. I might. I'm not like completely ruling that out, but I don't think so. It's kind of hectic. I feel it's hectic. Hey, Deepti ma'am used to say कि बच्चों मेरा नोट्स पढ़ोगे तो आप गोल्ड मेडल भी जीतोगे आप पीजी भी इस नोट से हो जाएगा so I was like हाँ तो वही पढ़ेंगे तो बस हो जाएगा.
How about your parents? The parents are all doctors in your family?
No. I'm like I would say like a first generation doctor. Like my kind of grandfather is a doctor, but yeah,
Okay,
not
nice.
immediate grandfather, but his
Uh-huh.
younger brother. Yeah.
So your parents, were you any sibling who is a doctor? No?
No. So my parents have been immensely supportive throughout. Like
Correct.
it would not have been possible. I can't even
Where are they?
imagine.
Where are they? If they are around, we'll just congratulate them if they are around. If they are
No.
no, they're not around. Okay. So give my
Uh,
congratulations and everyone's congratulations to them as well. It's a
Absolutely.
very
I could not have
thing you have done. I mean, you also must be realizing it, but it's not an easy thing to get such a good rank. And the first attempt in the internship, it's not easy. And that's why it's one of the
Yes,
brightest
I would hope
minds in
so.
India right now.
Yes, I feel really grateful, sir.
Very well done. Very well done. Any last words for
Thank
the
you, sir.
students who are preparing for your juniors now? Who are any last words to them? What
So,
should they do so that they can also get such good ranks in any exam in NEET or IIMS?
so I would say, if anything, that I realized is consistency is key. It is very important to try and learn anything, even if like during my ad days, like the emergency days. So what used to happen, like I used to be in the hospital for the entire day, but I still used to try and solve some MCQs whenever I used to get something. So that way you're learning something. At least your brain knows that, okay, you've put in an effort to show up. So consistency is definitely key. And most importantly, you must believe, you must have faith in yourself. Like I had a NEET UG rank of 9,010. So that was a four-digit rank. And then when I got the four-digit rank and when I came into college and I saw so many of my friends, they were all brilliant people, but they had worked so hard, right? And I was very inspired by them. And I was like, okay, let me try. And I dreamt, like, maybe what if I can get a two-digit rank? And then I kind of tried to put in the work and I had that faith, like maybe if I try, maybe I can get a really good rank. And I always dreamt that I would be giving an interview and finally here I am. So yeah, I guess like, you know, faith really moves mountains, and that's all I have to say.
Pushpendu,
Faith
listening to
is
you,
really
I have
important.
just 2 or 4 words for you and everyone who is listening. Uh, Starting early, finishing early. You start your preparation
Yes,
early
sir.
in MBBS and you finish your NEET exam early also in internship. I think that is a
Yes,
that is a
that's the
one
best.
one big thing which you are a prime example of, and we congratulate
Thank you,
again
sir.
to you, and very well done, and best wishes for
Thank you,
IIMS
sir.
as well, and I hope you get
Thank,
good rank there as well. Best wishes.
thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Pushpendu, best of luck.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
चलो ठीक है, अब मैं इसको उनको बता दूंगा. पुष्पेंदु,
हाँ सर, थैंक
वेरी
यू
गुड.
वेरी मच.
बहुत अच्छा तुमने
थैंक
सबको
यू
बताया.
सर.
काफी अच्छा इंटरव्यू था तुम्हारा. वेरी
हाँ
गुड।
सर, आपसे
हॉस्टल में हो
मिलने
क्या
का
अभी?
बहुत मन है। हाँ सर।
हॉस्टल में हो क्या अभी तुम?
नहीं सर, अभी तो घर में ही है, बट मम्मी पापा तो बाहर है, काम
अच्छा
है ना,
बाहर
तो
में।
अभी। हाँ सर, आपसे मिलने का बहुत मन है। आई बी कमिंग टू दिल्ली, मतलब पीजी तो दिल्ली में ही करेंगे, तो
तुम
तब
दिल्ली
आपसे
अभी
मिल लेंगे
तुम
अगर।
अगर सर्जरी लोगे तो तुम दिल्ली में ही लोगे ना? अगर बाई
हाँ,
चांस लोगे
जो
तो
भी
दिल्ली में
लेंगे
ही लोगे।
दिल्ली।
हाँ तो फिर दिल्ली में मिलना मुझसे कभी आके।
हाँ सर, एकदम
एम्स
सर।
में भी हो गया तो एम्स दिल्ली में ही लोगे।
हाँ सर, नहीं तो मतलब इधर एमसी लेंगे, नहीं तो
या मैम
वीएमएमसी
सी,
चले जाएंगे। हाँ।
मैम सी तो मिल ही जाएगा। मैम सी या बीएमएमसी, मतलब हाँ मैम सी तो ज्यादा, जो भी तुम्हें सूटेबल लगता है।
नहीं सर, वीएमएमसी वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है ना, तो उसमें बॉन्ड नहीं है, तो
ओ अच्छा, ऐसा है
वही
क्या?
वही
मैम सी
सोच।
भी कहाँ बॉन्ड है?
हाँ, एमएमसी तो सर दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट है ना, तो उसमें हम
हाँ
सुने हैं कि वो एमएस करने के बाद बॉन्ड रहता है 2 साल की।
नहीं, आई डोंट
तो
थिंक सो।
वही।
अच्छा पता कर लेना, मेरे को ऐसे है नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से ऐसा।
अच्छा
बट
सर,
पता
एक
कर।
बार पता कर देंगे।
हाँ,
ओके सर।
दोनों अच्छे कॉलेजेस हैं, मैम सी और बीएमसी दोनों अच्छे कॉलेज हैं।
ठीक है सर।
चलो पुष्पेंदु।
बस आप लोगों से मिलना है बस एक दिन, क्योंकि लाइव क्लास तो हुआ नहीं आप लोगों से, तो वही
हाँ तुम्हारे
मतलब
तो सुने हुआ ना।
कोविड के वजह।
हाँ हाँ।
हाँ। ठीक है सर।
ठीक
थैंक
है।
यू सो मच सर।
ऑल राइट। बाय।